Welcome back to Chewing Fat with Noah and Austin, even though on like half the platforms I've labeled us chewing the beef, but you know, that was a typo.
Typo is crazy. Alright, so...
Damn autocorrect.
Yeah, damn autocorrect. So, second podcast of the day. We're still trying to work out formatting. This is like the third one we've recorded so far, and we haven't posted any yet. Yeah. But I mean, that's the way it goes.
You would expect some teenagers who witnessed the birth of technology as we know it today, you think they'd be masters of the craft now, but we were struggling more than I do with tying my own shoes.
Yeah. Actually, our generation is like the least technologically literate, even though we've been around it the longest.
And you can probably hear in the background all the weird Sigma funk, I guess. I don't know what this genre of music is. Even I've never heard of it before, and I see the depths of the internet.
There's a lot of weird bus noises going on right now. See, this is like, I think we should put this on like the Chewing the Fat unscripted.
Yeah.
We should have Chewing the Fat regular and Chewing the Fat unscripted. Yes, I am helping plan how we're gonna do future podcasts in a podcast. Kind of meta, also kind of silly. Yeah, I think we'll add this to the Chewing the Fat extras or plus
plus episodes. Or we gotta make up some new category.
Yeah. New category, new channel, whatever you want to call it.
And I feel like we can take this podcast like even further because I feel like we can interview people too. So like honestly, if you want to get interviewed about really anything, just let us know. We can interview. I mean, it won't be anything super formal, but you know, it's starting stages. So we'll get
starting stages. I mean, it's not like we're gonna make this into a career or anything.
You never know. If I get a significant source of income, just saying. Retired from the normal workforce.
Doing drugs, get kicked out of the military. What, man? The podcast. The podcast pays for everything.
Yes. I'm just saying though, like this would be pretty fun, and if I get a decent chunk of money from it, even as a hobby, just saying. But you know, that's many years in the making. So.
I don't know. With the way our economy's going, ad revenue might not be a good way to make money.
Or not even ad, just like, yo, you're not cool enough to listen to this unless you pay, or just like, hey, we've been friends, you've been here all this time, mind showing your friends some love and donating like $5.
Bro, we are not panhandling on the streets for the podcast.
It's like Wikipedia every time you open it, like Wikipedia.
Yeah, but we need to save Wikipedia, man.
It's like every year, like, are they even actually running out of money, or is this just like an auto-generated message you put up?
They need money. They are a non-profit.
If Wikipedia goes out of business, that would be insane, because I mean, Wikipedia's been around forever. Well, by forever being like my 18 years of life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally like the first result of anything you type in Google.
Even though every single teacher ever is like, well, you can't trust Wikipedia.
Yeah. Probably one of the most visited websites, one of the least trusted.
They say that without profit margins, nothing like will get done. No one will do anything. I'm sorry, but that's just wrong. I mean, look at Wikipedia.
Yes, we should make our own website like Wikipedia, but to edit it, you just need, I don't know, what do you think would be a good, like...
You have to pay 2 cents per paragraph.
Oh, yes.
A paragraph will consist of 5 to 7 sentences, depending on how long.
Makes you think about spreading misinformation twice.
Yeah. Punctuation will either automatically be added due to length or some kind of pre-generated like criteria, or you'll just be mandated to put on punctuation. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speaking of punctuation and grammar, I know some parents and teachers and just, you know, older adults in general, like this generation of the population are so illiterate, or they suck with their grammar and all. So what do you think is more important, being able to speak English correctly and know like a vast amount of words, or using proper punctuation?
That's interesting, because they go hand in hand. You're trying to compare apples to crab apples, because they're in the same vein, but they're just not the same. See, I feel a vast vocabulary is essential to proper communication, but punctuation is communication.
Mm-hmm.
See, if I just had proper punctuation is communication,
yeah,
with like a comma between every word, that would really suck for talking to people. Yeah. And I mean, I know I'm often a stickler about grammar, but like, I take it too far. But grammar and punctuation, I feel like, it's really tough because I like a vocabulary, but I think grammar and punctuation is more important because as long as you get the main idea across, all you need to do is just time your words properly.
It's like those T-shirts, like I ate my grandma, or I will eat, or you know what I'm talking about. And you ever hear those sayings like, "Oh, music is the language of the universe," or "Music's like a language in and of itself." So the way I interpret that, it's not like like Sabrina Carpenter. I mean, if there's aliens like a million light years away, I don't think they will understand what we're trying to communicate to them with Sabrina Carpenter. But I feel like since music it boils down to frequencies. And like I was talking about earlier off the podcast, you apply certain frequencies to matter. Like say you take some rice grains, put them on a table, you get like a tuning fork, and you just like beat the table. Like the pattern's going to arrange in a certain way because frequencies. I mean, you're a nerd too,
Yeah. The resonant frequency will cause them to vibrate a certain way and move. And once they reach like a certain spot, they form a pattern. You can do it with rice grains or beans or beets or sometimes flour, I think.
Yeah, and then also frequencies. I mean, like with the atoms and whatnot. That's why the colors are the way they are. And you got like radio waves and stuff like that. And even string theory, like little vibrating strings. I don't know how much you know about that. I'm a little rusty on it because I haven't really looked much to it the last few years. But frequencies definitely have a role in the universe in some way.
Yeah. Let's see here.
So do you think maybe music would have an ill effect on people?
Oh yeah. Well, it's all about beat. Let me grab a stick or something. Do I have a stick?
I mean, there's a pencil on the floor over there.
I think I have my pen. Or not. Oh. So you've got like. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't know music theory. I'm just going off something. So in the church they use like the Jesus loves me, this I know. No, that's more of a military chant, but Jesus loves me, this I know. If you change to a Jesus loves me, this I know. That's a little unorthodox for church music, but that's the tone they use in like ritual chants. But like I said, with the military thing, Jesus loves me, this I know. See, if you just change the beat of a song, you can actually add more emphasis. A lot of, funny enough, weird overlap. Cultist music and hip hop overlap with the same kind of, the dun 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 kind of beat, which is really interesting because music changes your heart rate, and your heart rate is kind of not everything, but your heart rate and your breath rate are pretty close to everything when it comes to your emotions, or at least controlling your emotions. So if you can change that with something as simple as certain tunes, you can really alter someone's perception. Like, people always listen to sad music when they're sad, so they hold on to that feeling.
Yeah, I was about to say something like that, Like, not to name drop any names, but we could probably easily assume who we're referring to. But like, people have decent lives, or just people who like it's all this like XXX and Tentacion or whatnot. And they're like, life sucks. Like, I'm not saying this is completely a cure to depression or loneliness, anxiety, whatever you may have. But if you take away harmful music, and by harmful I mean it's literally just talking about negative things in life, like depression or
well, that's a risky subject, Austin. See, I think the cure to sadness is to not be bored.
Yes.
And to not be bored, you just need to work more.
And I think we should be better connected to nature as well. Not like in a tree hugger way, but we're so obsessed with technology and screens that are literally damaging our eyes and melting our brains in a way.
See, we basically have blinders on. We don't have peripheral vision because we've been connected to screens. You're not so bad because you didn't have, screens shoved in your face from a young age. But I was pretty much an iPad kid,
Yeah,
it was bad.
You hear about those people they have, I don't know, they're called iPhone fingers or whatever, they're permanently bent.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't have that, but that's a thing. People have that because of the phone, excessive phone use.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people have bad vision now. And again, I'm not like a doctor or anything, but I mean, that's how you're staring at a screen that's often a foot away from your face. So.
Not even. I mean.
And our ancestors are hunters, right? And they'll hunt down animals and stare hundreds of feet away, even miles away in the distance. So I mean, their eyes were better attuned to see stuff like that.
Yeah. We were also persistent strategies. These means we would follow things at a walking speed until they got too tired to, keep resisting.
Yeah.
So it's like, with people giving up so fast, the whole short attention span thing, it goes against our whole history as a species.
And people are like, "Oh, we don't need nature or whatnot." I'm just saying, nature's really been around since day one for humanity. We thrive off of nature. Nature probably thrives off of us in some way.
That's called dominion. The dominion mindset has been held by people and, well, I guess I'll just say people who have claimed to be civilized for ages. It has been a main founding theory in the church for ages, with the whole creation thing. See, there were two different creation mindsets in the Catholic Church, where it was like, okay, dominion, rather, where it's like, everything was made for us, so, it's here for us, we take and take and take and whatever. There was also one that was kind of forgotten, thrown to the wayside, which was, we need to work with nature, everything, live in harmony. But people were like, no, I want my stuff. That animal is stupid, I'm gonna kill it. This is not me being a vegan. I don't support veganism. We're omnivores, eat vegetables and grains. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of a tangent here as I always do. I feel like we need to work with nature. We need to work with what we're given. It is in certain Native American teachings that we were sent here to just appreciate everything. And it's like, people are so backwards. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
We're literally cutting off our own source of oxygen. I mean, the Amazon rainforest, like nearly a fifth of Earth's oxygen comes from there. We're just cutting down millions of acres every year.
Oh yeah, that way, so we can use it as farmland for monocultures. Now let me get on the range about monocultures, okay? Monocultures are the vast killer of Earth's wide ecosystems. Are you aware? Well, are you knowledgeable on the wheat belt?
The wheat belt?
Wheat.
Wheat?
Yes.
I think I've heard of it, but I don't know.
The wheat belt is a band across North America where a large part of our wheat is grown. And a monoculture is where you grow in vast amounts just one plant. That's all you grow. All you grow is that one plant. Mm-hmm. And what that does is that leaches basically all the nutrition from the soil, all the living content, and it just leaves you with dust. That's actually what caused the Dust Bowl. So, oh god, this was way back when. During the Homestead Act in the late 1800s, like 1880s, I think it was?
Yeah.
Where a bunch of Europeans came in, and they were like, okay, we were offered 160 acres. So if we plant all these trees and wheat and stuff, and so they start trying to dig up these prairie grasses, this natural wheatgrass, and this natural wheatgrass had like 6 foot to 8 foot deep roots, and it's a much stronger cousin of our common wheat we have now. And their wooden plows just weren't cutting it. So this blacksmith, by the name of John Deere, I'm not kidding, makes a metal plow. I think it was called the sod chopper. And the sod choppers were heavily effective at digging up these strong roots that were just basically snapping all the settlers' wooden plows. Mm-hmm. And so they were actually able to go with this whole wheat monoculture dealio thing. And there's a story of a Sioux Indian shaking his head, watching as the settlers dug up all this sod, and seeing the long roots sticking up in the air and going, wrong side up.
I swear John's one of those names, like, there's just always been around. You go back like 1100s, I swear, like every other dude's name is probably John too. It's like, John, what's going on? Like, yeah. you all gotta get a new name or something.
Oh yeah, it's like ancient.
Imagine we start terraforming Mars or some other planet like the moon. I don't think our culture's
Did you just say some other planet like the moon?
Or I said like the other planet or the moon.
Okay. Roll it back, roll the tape back.
So, I mean, terraforming the moon or Mars would be definitely an interesting ordeal, but mean, just back to looking up at the sky and you see the moon looking green instead of the gray and black color we usually see. I don't know. What are we trying to gain by terraforming Mars or the moon?
So here's the thing, alright? So, people are so intent on destroying this planet because we take and take and take and take and take and take and take, and 3 more takes after that, and we never give back. We don't often give back at least. And so we're like, alright, we're just gonna go to a new planet. And my view on it is, all those rich fuckers can go to the planet. They really can. And then we'll just like leave them there. They can go there and stay.
You remember like 10 years ago, Elon Musk, one of his solutions to melting the ice caps on Mars was nuclear bombs.
Yes, I remember that. He also said about 12 years ago, in 10 years I'll have a man on Mars.
Why do you keep saying that?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help that Starship keeps blowing up or falling out of the sky every time they launch it. But...
Yeah. I don't know what that guy's thinking. I think all the ketamine finally got to him.
Maybe we should focus going on the moon first. It's closer, and honestly, I mean, even work it, take a step forward from there, you know. And honestly, we know more about the moon and Mars than we do about our own oceans.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They're actually, I'm pretty sure there's ice on the moon.
Yeah, there's like so much ice. There's like 8 billion gallons of water roughly up there, I believe. Which is...
And there's all these lunar caverns that would help protect from stray particles. So if we actually just made a permanent base on the moon, or as permanent as you can make as a human civilization, we could use that as like a refueling and manufacturing hub for going further out in the solar system, the galaxy. I just really hope. I hope someday, if we do actually have wide space travel, that we find something, at least a small inkling of something that is relating to or similar to the contents of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I mean, I know it's fiction, it's science fiction, but that would be so lit.
And if we have an infinite universe or infinite realities, somewhere that book is reality,
real, right? There's somewhere out there, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy could be real, according to what the uncertainty principle.
Yeah, I believe so. It all ties together, and it makes me think. There's a fancy word for it. It's like retrocausa or something. And you probably heard this before. It kind of ties into like the Donald Trump thing we were talking about. It's like his uncle. And there's this one book that was published right before the Titanic sank that pretty much described the Titanic sinking, what it did. Again, I don't remember the name of the theory, but it's like, okay, where do humans get these big thoughts from? Like these major inventions, these ideas, or these art forms from? We're like, well, what if they already exist in the future somewhere, and somehow the future's like communicating to you, not like, you know, like calling your phone or like, you know, talking directly.
A form of communication that we just don't measure.
Yeah, using like some form of quantum science-y stuff. You know?
Quantum entanglement.
Yeah.
So like the particles in the future and they switch spots.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is someone that wrote that book, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and he got the idea one day, maybe it's real somewhere, maybe even in our universe, and that's where he got it from, you know?
Yeah. That is interesting.
I just love how we're talking about sciencey stuff and you have like 12-year-olds up there listening to, I don't even know what that is, but...
Well, he's screeching too loud over the music, I can't hear it.
Yeah, one day we'll get a studio, we just gotta work our way.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, bus seats actually make really good soundproofing for a studio.
Oh, nice. Oh my god.
He's getting louder.
I'm trying to podcast. So,
actually, did you know the entire makeup of the word podcast etymologically originates in farming terms?
Oh, interesting.
So it comes from iPod and broadcast.
Yeah.
And broadcast was originally a term used for spreading seed. You're broadcasting seed. That's where radio broadcast and TV broadcast came from. And then iPod came from internet pod. It was meant for like the small, compact, multi-usable package that the iPod was, comparing it to a seed pod. So, iPod broadcast, podcast is just pod, like seed pod, and broadcast is spreading seed. So it's basically just seed spreading.
Yeah. And I find it interesting, going back to the, retrocausal, whatever you want to call it, makes me think because, like, imagine you could actually travel to another reality, like to your book, for example, and you live however the book goes, or like you go to the past or you go to a different reality. Like, what would you do if you go to any reality in existence? Like, where would be the first place you go? Or like, what would you do?
Oh man, anywhere in existence, I would probably. Now I'm just thinking, multi-universal theory. If the contents of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy existed, I would probably go to the publishing office on. Oh God, where was it? On one of the planets in Sirius B that had the not original, but one of the more recent Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy publishing offices. It was really unique. That'd be a cool place to go. Or alternate universe Earth, or it is a planet that is where Earth is.
Yeah.
The same coordinates of the galaxy, but it's in a different universe. Called Now What? Now What is a planet where the only goal people have onto it is to leave. And the main the airport, or spaceport rather, in Now What, there's a photo of the president of Now What with a smile on his face. The photo was taken shortly after he shot himself.
Oh, that's great.
There's been no replacement of the photo because there's been no replacement for the president. The name Now What is what the first settlers to go on there said. Now what?
Now what? What do we do now?
And the only and first town settled there is called Oh Well.
Yeah. This is a wild idea I just had that came across my mind. But I mean, there's plenty of rocks out there in space, right? And there's material and debris. And what if we get advanced technology so close in the future, we could clump it all together and start making our own planet? Because
that's what the Magrathians did.
well, because I mean, that's how planets form in, out in the universe. A bunch of matter comes together, and the density and the gravity crunches it all together into one big sphere. So,
In the book, also, there's this race of people, this ancient race called the Magrathians. They're from the planet Magrathia, and they built designer planets way back in this heyday, real valuable age of the universe, where everyone had money. But then there was a big financial crash, and so they went dormant, waiting for the economy to get better. It's pretty sick. That's where Earth came from in the book. See, there's a group of pan-dimensional creatures that we know as mice. What we see as mice are their three-dimensional forms on planet Earth. They requested Earth to be built because it is a supercomputer to find the answer to the question. Okay, wait. So there was this computer built called Deep Thought. Mm-hmm. Deep Thought, not to be confused with DeepMind, AI, or Deep Sea as well, or whatever it's called, Deep Fake. Yeah, Deep Thought was this massive computer built on a table of ultra mahogany, the best wood in the universe, that would be able to answer any question. And so the Magrathians, I believe it was, asked them, or no, the pan-dimensional creatures that we know as mice, asked the computer to give us the answer to life, the universe, and everything. After waiting 7 million years for the answer, they got the answer of 42. Well, they said, how does that explain anything? Deep Thought says, well, you didn't know the question, because life, the universe, and everything is not a question. So, I will design you a computer that will be able to solve the question, or the answer to the question of life, the universe, and everything. So, that computer, which was so complicated it would have biological elements as part of its processes, was called Earth. And so, that programming was put into Earth, and it sat there for billions of years to form the answer to the question of life, the universe, and everything. Or the answer of the question to the answer of life, the universe, and everything. It gets confusing after a bit of time travel. And then there's these Gallifreyan people that were the worst people from this race, the Gallifreyans, that came to what we now know as Earth about 4.3 million years ago. In the book, in game. In theory. They came by and they brought with them a disease that killed the creatures that should have become humans. they were much smarter than we are.
Yeah.
Now this is really starting to sound like the Joe Rogan experience.
Hey, we talk about anything here, so Joe Rogan's
I would
jealous of us.
probably go to either Magrathea or Ancient Earth from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And I'd go over there. That would be sick.
Yeah. Honestly, if I could go anywhere in existence, assuming there's multiple realities, I have no clue where I would go, honestly. But maybe I'll rewatch some movies I liked over the years and be like, you know what, this has to exist somewhere, so I'm gonna go check it out. Because like that's all a different kind of audience member right there, literally in the movie itself. So, well, definitely a bunch of possibilities out there. But we have to conclude this episode soon because
You're about to get off the bus, yeah.
yes, I'm about to go travel the realms of existence. I'll let you know what I find if I come back.